If you're even a little bit into crypto, I bet you would have thought, why didn't I put at least 100 rupees in crypto, especially in Bitcoin 5 years ago? Hello everybody, I'm Ashwardhan and I'm here to simplify cryptocurrencies for you and also discuss about if it's actually the future of our current finances. To make it a little interesting, I did calculate how much that 100 rupees would have become right now. After doing the math, you'll end up with 11,000 rupees for every 100 rupees that you invested in Bitcoin 5 years ago, which is crazy. That's 11,000% growth in such a short duration of time. No wonder people are going crazy about cryptocurrencies. But what is the concept behind cryptocurrency that's making it so popular and in such high demand that people are pouring in money into crypto? And is crypto really the future of our current financial system? To answer this, let's go through some of the biggest problems faced by our current financial system. Number one, inflation. We all know COVID happened and countries started printing trillions of dollars out of thin air. Just imagine trillions of dollars coming into the system out of thin air. This is the biggest example of inflation. To make it a little bit more clearer, let me give you another example. Consider you have a 2000 rupee note right now and you decide to lock it up for 10 years. And 10 years down the line, you require that 2000 rupee and you decide to open that locker and take it out. But when taking it out, you feel that there's something wrong, obviously. Because 10 years down the line, that 2000 rupee note will have way lesser value than the 2000 rupee note that you have today. Why? Because a milk packet that costs 25 rupees today will end up costing way more in the future because of inflation. We call this the depreciation of fiat currencies, or the currencies like INR or USD that we use to trade. Coming to the second problem of our current financial systems, let me give you an example. Consider I want to transfer some money to my friend. To make it a little more interesting, consider I want to transfer, say, 1 lakh to my friend who's sitting in the US and not in India. And to do this, I'll obviously be dependent on these centralized parties and I'll be forced to trust these centralized parties to make the transaction happen. Most probably it will happen, but we all know what happened in 2008. The financial crisis of 2008 is what I'm talking about. Yes, the economy all over the globe crashed because these so-called banks that we trusted ended up giving bad loans. And we ended up paying even though there was no fault of ours. So continuing with that example that I was telling you, if I have to transfer 1 lakh to my friend sitting in the US, because I'm transferring it to the US, there will be several parties involved in this transaction who will take their own share of the transaction fee, which will end up because of which it will end up costing a lot of money and even a lot of time. This is where we require a decentralized manner of transferring money. Yes, what if there was a system in which you and I, who are using the system, say Bitcoin, can participate in validating the transaction between me and my friend? Yes, this would solve a lot of problems and it would definitely cost a lot lesser money. This is the time around 2008, during the financial crisis, just after the financial crisis, that a pseudonymous person named Satoshi Nakamoto decided to invent Bitcoin, which works on the principle of blockchain technology. And decentralization is probably not enough because it's decentralized, now it should have way more security. And to make this happen, he used the concept of blockchain technology. Let me explain blockchain technology in simple words. Consider you're in a room filled with people and there are blocks in the room, tied by chains, a block and a chain, a block and a chain, and so on. Hence the term blockchain, obviously. And assume that there's gold filled in each one of these boxes. And they're tied by chain, so obviously they're pretty strong, but assume you end up stealing one of those boxes because obviously it's gold and you'll want one box. And even after stealing, you just assume that there's no way that you'll be caught. But there are people in the room who notice that something is fishy because there was a block here and it is missing now and the chains are untied. This is exactly how the blockchain technology works. Packets of information are linked to each other and it forms a very, very long chain over time. And even if you want to hack into the system, and even if you succeed in stealing one of these boxes, say the 10th box, you have to make sure that you duplicate every box which was added after this checkbox. And that too, there's a time constraint for you to do that, which will end up costing a lot of money and a lot of resources to make it happen, and it's almost next to impossible. This is the beauty of blockchain, and hence it's very, very safe. Remember I was talking about inflation. How do cryptocurrencies solve the problem of inflation? Coming to Bitcoin, coming to the example of Bitcoin, there can be no more than 21 million Bitcoins. So there's no more Bitcoins coming into the system. So the problem of inflation is solved. But if it has so many advantages, there has to be a few disadvantages as well, isn't it? Well, yeah, kind of. Let me take you back to the example of me transferring 1 lakh rupees to my friend in the US. It seems too to be true, isn't it? No centralized parties involved, no heavy transactional fee, and no time limit. Just a click and it happens. But when you think about it, it can even end up fueling terrorism, fueling other bad things, because there's no check on who is transferring and to whom it is getting transferred, even though every other detail except the people's identities are revealed and are stored in the ledger, which is available publicly to everyone who uses the platform. Coming to the positive aspects of blockchain technology which can be used here, consider instead of sending Bitcoin from one country to the other, the terrorists had to use cash to buy guns. Oh no, cash doesn't reveal anything whatsoever, does it? We won't know in what place the cash was given, how much cash was given, to whom it was given, nothing. But the positive aspect of the blockchain technology is, even though the identities are not revealed, every other aspect, including the timestamp and how much money was transferred and where was it transferred to, everything else is revealed. Coming to the last part of this video, are cryptocurrencies really the future? Well, there are a lot of advantages, and even though there are a few disadvantages, they are outweighed by the advantages. I strongly feel that yes, the cryptocurrencies are indeed the future of day-to-day transactions between people. Even if you don't feel the same about it, I can assure you that cryptocurrencies have a bright future as an asset class, like gold, silver, etc. Why does gold have so much value? Because gold is not available everywhere, and there's a limited quantity of gold in the Earth's crust, and to mine it, you will need to put in a lot of resources and effort and money to mine it. Hence, gold has so much value. Cryptocurrencies, most of the cryptocurrencies have a limit. Like Bitcoin has a cap at 21 million Bitcoins. So, cryptocurrencies definitely have a bright future as an asset class at least. So, in my opinion, investing in crypto is a great method to diversify your portfolio. You can have a certain money in stocks, some money in mutual funds, some money in real estate, but definitely if you're young and you can risk a certain amount of money, definitely put it into crypto, because crypto definitely has a bright future ahead. I will leave you guys with this statement. Bitcoin has the same amount of users that the internet had in 1997. Thank you so much for watching.